What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and there's been a bit of an update on the purchase of Activision Blizzard by Microsoft, including whether or not there'll be any exclusivity on the games, as well as the future of old Bobby Kotick. A lot of people hate him. Why? Well, there's a big chunk of people that hate him because people that just hate rich CEOs. I'm not going to try to convince them otherwise. There's also a lot of people that are convinced, and I'm more in this camp, that he knew about a lot of the really, really bad behavior that was going on in his company and either ignored it or helped cover it up. And there's also, the actual consumer side of things where games like Call of Duty Warzone are broken. Call of Duty Vanguard stinks. World of Warcraft in maybe the worst spot it's ever been, at least from a customer satisfaction standpoint. Abandoning Heroes of the Storm. There's like a lot of actual reasons to dislike him. Where's Overwatch 2? Every major figurehead has left the company from Blizzard for the most part. I'm assuming most of them knew they were going to dump out and sell, but this first update, Spencer responds to fears all Activision Blizzard games will be Xbox exclusive. I'm not going to read this whole article, just his comment, quote, "I'll just say to the players out there who are playing Activision Blizzard games on Sony's platform, it's not our intent to pull communities away from that platform, and we remained committed to that." In classic Spencer fashion, his response is littered with ambiguity. Spencer also stated that it wasn't Xbox's intention to draw players away from their platform when acquiring Bethesda. However, he later revealed that Bethesda's most anticipated titles would be exclusive to Xbox. Activision Blizzard's most anticipated titles are Overwatch 2 and the next entry in the Call of Duty franchise. These are games that have a history of being available across numerous platforms, but that's now subject to change. I actually would say Diablo 4. Why is Diablo people not that excited about the new Diablo? Do people not have phones? I don't get it. Wait, that's Diablo Immortal? God, that was a great time, man. What was it? 2020 video game news was an amazing thing to cover. Now all we get is the same tired articles every week. How somebody was a creep at this super huge mega corporation, 3 people out of 10,000 employees, and suddenly we're supposed to boycott them. Where's Blizzard of old? Where's their anti-Hong Kong stuff and all this, instead of just being sold to Microsoft? Anyway, initial reports said that Bobby Kotick was going to stick around, but it looks like that's actually not true, that the Activision Blizzard CEO is out. This after he just made probably hundreds of millions of dollars, since CEOs are paid in stock options oftentimes. The stock has gone from $64 a share to 82 plus. It opened at 86 today, a massive increase. A lot of people got super rich today. But Activision CEO Bobby Kotick will reportedly leave the company after Microsoft acquisition closes. Now, a lot of people are happy to hear this. I get it, 100%, understand why, but also he's probably leaving with being, accepting close to $1 billion in compensation. He probably got a massive bonus for selling the company. So as scumbaggy as he was, he's going to be just fine. Microsoft is buying Activision, the major video game publisher behind Call of Duty franchise, in an all-cash deal. They had $70 billion in cash laying around, valued at $68.7 billion. It's Microsoft's largest acquisition ever, and the largest video game acquisition in history. Microsoft will acquire a huge selection of IP, game development resources, game franchises like Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, and Candy Crush, in addition to major game studios like Blizzard Entertainment and Treyarch. Activision's approximately 10,000 employees will now join Microsoft in the deal. Now, the question is, shout out to my Blizzard viewers. I know there are, a lot of you, more than Blizzard probably thinks, but shout out to you in this uncertain time. I mean, but what we do know is, allegedly nothing is official until like the middle of next year. So you don't have to panic just yet. But in my experience, when you have an acquisition, there's a lot of redundancy that gets replaced. Usually that's at the higher levels. Like when the last day job I had, we got acquired by another company, and all of the director level and higher people, which was me, we got canned. But none of the like daily people, like the day-to-day operators, not one of them got laid off, but the entire executive team, including myself, got laid off. Turned out to be okay because I committed more time to this YouTube channel, but nonetheless. So I would argue that, the vast majority of employees at Blizzard are probably fine. It's the big salary figureheads that probably are a little nervous today. One employee who apparently will not be joining Microsoft, though, is embattled Activision CEO Bobby Kotick. He's expected to leave the company once the deal closes, according to sources who spoke with the Wall Street Journal. These sources said that both Microsoft and Activision have already agreed that Kotick will depart once the deal closes, which could take anywhere from 12 to 18 months. That's in stark contrast to what Microsoft said in its press release Thursday morning. Bobby Kotick will continue to serve as CEO of Activision. Well, they didn't lie, did they? And a lot of times when you're dissecting this like corporate speak, it's not about what they say, it's about what they're not saying. The release said, and he and his team will maintain their focus on driving efforts to further strengthen the company's culture and accelerate business growth. Once the deal closes, the Activision Blizzard business will report to Phil Spencer, CEO, Microsoft Gaming. Bobby Kotick reportedly knew for years about a variety of claims of bad behavior and harassment and the R word at his company. Maybe. I mean, I hope you can prove it. An investigation by the Wall Street Journal detailed several specific examples of these things. Kotick was not only aware of these claims, in at least one instance reportedly intervened to keep a male staffer who was blamed for doing this type of stuff from being fired. At the time, Phil Spencer said in an email to staff that Xbox was evaluating all aspects of the relationship with Activision Blizzard and making ongoing proactive adjustments. So that's funny, isn't it? Essentially, what Phil Spencer said here is that, Phil Spencer says, well, I think that we're going to, there was huge pushback from like the social justice community and press for people to really ostracize and blackball Activision Blizzard. So instead of doing that, they just bought them for $70 billion. My guess is at the time he said this, the purchase was already basically, done. When we were acquired, I actually thought I was going to get a big raise and I was going to get more people. Silly me. But when we were acquired, we found out about it like, I think it was like in March, and then they never said anything, not one thing about laying anybody off. They came in, they sucked all of our knowledge, and then they laid us off. That's exactly what is going to happen with Activision at the top, for sure. Quote, "We believe it's critical for Activision Blizzard to drive forward on its renewed cultural commitments," Microsoft CEO said. "We are supportive of the goals and the work Activision Blizzard is doing. We also recognize that after the close, we will have significant work to do in order to continue and build a culture where everyone can work their best." Now, we know Microsoft is extraordinarily woke. We know that, I mean, if you say the wrong words in Skype, or if you say the wrong words in Microsoft Office typing a document, they can cancel your license. We know that Microsoft spends millions of dollars in social justice issues. So I doubt that they're going to be putting up with much riffraff at Activision Blizzard. And certainly, they're in a position where they can just erase them. I mean, that's what it seems like. They could just finally kind of cut bait with a lot of these individuals that are probably embattled, so to speak. I don't really, I think it's weird in the gaming community. I understand why people, they hate the Bobby Kotick because he makes all this money. I don't really care about that. It's not like it's Blizzard's choice. When people say, oh, Bobby Kotick makes $500 million and then they laid off 10 QA workers. Yeah, I get the optics of that, but that's not how real business works. You don't keep people around that you don't need. Bobby Kotick, is paid that salary. The board of directors agreed to pay that ginormous salary to him. And it seems like he's been earning his bonuses. Again, I'm not simping for the guy, but it's, it seems like all the CEOs of these companies are much maligned. We see, what's his name from Borderlands. Everybody hates him. The guy from It Just Works from, was it Bethesda? All these guys, everyone hates him. So he's just another CEO that everyone hates. But I'm happy if you're happy that he's gone. Certainly he's going to have the goldenest of parachutes. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.